Beyonce and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them.
Much and running, and it just really dawned on me. It's the man that my mom was underage when she consumed me. And anyone who would have been older than
like, is it Jesus your father? I really do. And if it's not, why you can't prove me wrong? Like, it's not as far as a proving me wrong thing. It's go to the courtroom and basically do what everybody else would have to do.
Beyoncé, the woman who built her reputation as untouchable, flawless, and powerful beyond measure, is now facing the kind of nightmare that not even her most haunting lyrics could have predicted. The whispers are turning into screams across social media and gossip blogs. Her entire empire, the one she carefully built alongside Jay-Z, could be torn apart in an instant, thanks to the shocking courtroom developments surrounding Rymir Satterthwaite, the man who has spent decades insisting he is Jay-Z's secret son. Imagine the weight of a billion-dollar dynasty suddenly collapsing because of one secret from the 1992nd that refused to stay buried. Insiders claim Beyoncé is devastated, even breaking down behind closed doors, realizing that the life she built and the throne she fought for could be ripped away before her very eyes.
Rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z.
So, civil complaint, simply allegations, need to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and, we'll see what happens after the DA looks and investigates.
Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment. Do you think this is the end of the Carter reign, or can Beyoncé salvage her crown? The whispers started small, just another he said, she said paternity claim floating in the background of Jay-Z's otherwise carefully polished empire. But now, reports suggest the court has finally taken Rymir seriously, and the implications are staggering. He has allegedly managed to win a family court battle, one that could grant him half of Jay-Z's fortune. Half? That means Jay-Z isn't just at risk of losing money, he's facing the dismantling of his entire legacy.
took them to some apartment building, and they did what they did in there. Talked a little bit, had a good time party, and I guess I can't fully talk as my mom because I'm not my mom. I'm just telling you guys what she told me and I honestly just believe it. It's just no.
This is what I look for. When I see a success, I'm looking for anything
to say that they didn't do it on their own?
Detain it.
And because Jay-Z and Beyoncé's wealth is tied together in countless ways, it isn't just his fortune on the line, it's hers too. Their tours, their joint business ventures, their properties, everything could be split down the middle. Imagine Beyoncé, who has always presented herself as the picture of strength and control, watching helplessly as her empire starts to unravel because of her husband's past. Behind closed doors, sources describe Beyoncé as shattered. This isn't like the rumors of infidelity she's weathered before, or the infamous elevator fight that became meme-worthy gossip for years.
Oh, did you see? I think the girl like Tasha K. She got a joint Jay-Z son on there.
Oh, his alleged son?
No. You talk to him personally? That's his son.
You think that's his son?
Yeah. You know what I think his son? First of all, Jay-Z offered them money. At first, he offered them bread, like, and everything, but his aunt, this is like his caretaker didn't like approve of it. She said no. Jay-Z got a lien on her house, all type of shit that was going on. Yeah, the lady put her paperwork and everything with his name on it and all that. I mean, but young boy's so thorough though. He just want a dad. He not trying to get no money. He not trying to do none of that. I mean, that's why. So I told him when he called me 2 years ago. I said, listen, I don't want to be the one to tell your story because they're gonna think I'm trying to catch rep off of it. So let me let you tell your story somewhere else first. I mean, then I could talk about it. But he called me like 2 years ago, telling me like, I said, oh, young boy. He's like, I just want a dad. I don't want no money. I'm already 18. I think he was like 20 something at the time. But something happened to him, and I was like, yo, that sounds kind of weird. Oh, did you see?
I'm not crazy or none of that. It's like, I just want the truth, and it's so hard to get it from the courts. And it seems like Jay-Z don't want to say anything. So, I don't want to see him go down for something that you could have just got taken care of. That's it.
This is different. This is legal. This is public. And this comes with real financial consequences. People close to her claim she is crying openly, breaking down in ways that few have ever seen. For decades, she kept her emotions tightly controlled, projecting nothing but perfection, but now she is reportedly consumed with fear. If Jay-Z's fortune is cut in half, her own businesses, Parkwood Entertainment, Ivy Park, music publishing rights, and more could be exposed to the storm. And to make matters worse, the court ruling doesn't just represent financial ruin, it symbolizes betrayal, humiliation, and the reminder that Jay-Z's past could destroy everything she sacrificed for. The story is unfolding like a modern-day David versus Goliath. Rymir, once dismissed as nothing more than a clout chaser, is now being painted as the underdog hero who managed to topple a giant. His mother Wanda spent years begging for a paternity test, only to face dismissal after dismissal, sealed records, and endless delays. For decades, her voice was silenced.
I can only say as a father that I hope I instill with them the values that they would want to look for in a man. And I think I did when Beyoncé wrote on her, I think it was her first album, maybe it was the second one, the song Daddy, that she hoped that she found someone just like her daddy.
He got his whooped by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange? You gotta imagine, the feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your.
But her son kept fighting. And now, after years of being mocked, ignored, and dismissed, he's suddenly the man who might bring Jay-Z's empire to its knees. The public loves an underdog story, and this one has all the ingredients. A young man from New Jersey standing up against one of the richest, most powerful rappers in history and actually winning. Whether people believe Rymir or not, the narrative has already shifted, and Jay-Z's carefully crafted image as a family man and mogul is unraveling. Of course, Jay-Z isn't taking this lying down. His legal team insists that Rymir's claims are baseless, nothing more than a continuation of what they call a decades-long harassment campaign. They've repeatedly painted Rymir as someone obsessed with fame, someone looking for money or attention. They argue these cases have been thrown out before, rejected in multiple courts. But here's the catch. This time, the court didn't simply dismiss the case, and that shift has created a ripple effect of doubt. Even if Jay-Z manages to overturn the ruling on appeal, the damage to his image is irreversible. For years, he stood as the example of a man who transcended his past.
What's up? This is Beyoncé on the red carpet with one of the hottest female artists out here, Miss Aaliyah. How you doing, girl?
It's so good to see you.
Beyoncé.
Gorgeous. A stab to my self-esteem.
Beyoncé for sure. I love her. I love Beyoncé. Jay-Z too. I really admire the both of them.
Who went from street hustler to billionaire mogul. Now, the cracks are showing, and instead of seeing him as invincible, the public is starting to see him as vulnerable, cornered, and haunted by the ghosts of his past. The deeper issue here is how entangled Beyoncé's world is. With Jay-Z's, they don't just share a marriage, they share an empire. Their tours are joint, their brands are intertwined, their properties are co-owned. If Jay-Z's fortune is carved up, Beyoncé's money doesn't stay safe, it gets dragged into the fire. That's why insiders believe she is already moving quickly to separate her finances, restructuring assets, and protecting her fortune through Parkwood Entertainment and other channels. But even with those maneuvers, the threat remains. She could lose millions, if not billions, in the process. Fans have started whispering that the Queen of R&B may have no choice but to cut ties with her husband once and for all, not out of heartbreak, but out of necessity. The whispers of divorce are growing louder every day. Sources claim Beyoncé is already consulting with her lawyers, exploring what it would take to separate herself legally and financially. For years, she stood by Jay-Z through infidelity, public humiliation, and endless rumors. But this time may be different. This time, the stakes are too high. This time, her entire empire is on the line. For Beyoncé, this isn't about saving a marriage anymore, it's about saving herself, her brand, her children, and her legacy. If she divorces him, critics will accuse her of abandoning him when he needed her most.
I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me.
If she stays, They will say she sacrificed everything to protect a man who deceived her. Either way, the world is waiting to see what her next move will be. What makes all of this even more devastating is the resurfacing of Jay, Z's other alleged scandals. Rymir may not be the only one claiming ties to him. Years earlier, another woman named Leticia came forward, claiming she was also Jay, Z's child. There have even been rumors that Jay-Z secretly paid for her home and expenses to keep her quiet. If those whispers carry any truth, then Rymir's victory may be the first domino in a chain reaction of lawsuits, claims, and financial disasters. Imagine multiple alleged children stepping forward, each demanding recognition, each pulling apart the threads of Jay-Z's empire one by one. For Beyoncé, this would be the ultimate nightmare, watching her carefully crafted image collapse under the weight of her husband's past indiscretions. Behind the scenes, the fallout is growing. Insiders say Jay-Z's business partners are getting nervous. His deals with streaming platforms, luxury brands, and sports agencies could all be in jeopardy. Nobody wants to be associated with instability, and right now, Jay-Z looks like a man standing on quicksand. Meetings are reportedly happening behind closed doors, accountants are scrambling to secure assets, and potential deals are quietly being paused until the dust settles. This isn't just about one man losing money, this could shake industries. Jay-Z's empire touches music, sports, fashion, real estate, and technology. If the courts strip away even half of that, the ripple effects could be felt far beyond the Carter household. The world is waiting to see what Beyoncé does next. Throughout her career, she has mastered the art of silence. When Jay-Z's infidelity became public knowledge, she didn't sit down for an interview or release a statement. She dropped Lemonade, an album that turned her pain into cultural triumph. But this is bigger, scarier, and messier than cheating. This is a courtroom battle with teeth, one that could strip away her fortune and expose secrets she's fought to keep hidden. Some fans believe she'll turn this moment into another masterpiece, maybe even a raw documentary or a surprise album that reclaims the narrative. Others believe she'll retreat, guarding her children and her crown from the storm. Either way, her next move could define the rest of her career. Because here's the truth, Beyoncé is not just a singer, she's a brand. She's an institution. Every choice she makes carries massive consequences, both financially and culturally. If she stands by Jay-Z, she risks being dragged down with him. If she walks away, she risks becoming the subject of endless scrutiny and judgment. But maybe, just maybe, this scandal could become her moment of rebirth. If she chooses to speak, to reveal her truth, to take control of the narrative, she could transform from victim to victor, turning betrayal into the ultimate power move. Fans are hungry for authenticity, and Beyoncé revealing the raw reality behind the polished facade could catapult her into a new era of cultural dominance. The Carter dynasty was once untouchable, the blueprint for what every celebrity power couple wanted to be. But now, the cracks are showing, and the empire looks ready to crumble. What started as whispers of a hidden son has grown into a scandal that could dismantle everything. For Jay-Z, it means the loss of power, wealth, and reputation. For Beyoncé, it means the fight of her life to protect her crown. And for the public, it means front row seats to the possible collapse of the most iconic celebrity marriage of our time. The only question now is, will Beyoncé walk away to preserve her throne, or will she risk it all trying to salvage a kingdom that may already be gone? And just when you think the scandal couldn't grow any darker, whispers are surfacing about Beyoncé's inner circle finally pushing her to walk away. Friends and business partners, the ones who have always protected her image, are said to be urging her to distance herself before the financial chaos consumes her brand. They know the value of Beyoncé isn't just in her music or tours, it's in her reputation. Every endorsement, every partnership, every project depends on her remaining untouchable. If Jay-Z's storm continues to drag her name through the mud, the ripple effect could cost her billions in future opportunities. Some say she's been warned that loyalty may no longer be an option, that her only path forward is to protect herself and her children at any cost. If true, that means the Carter fairy tale could be nearing its end, not with a bang, but with a cold, calculated separation that prioritizes survival over love. The gossip mill is also spinning out of control, with new speculation about secret settlements Jay-Z may have made in the past to keep scandals buried. Industry insiders whisper about mysterious payments, homes bought under other names, and quiet deals that never saw the light of day. Now, with the courts circling, those secrets may not stay hidden forever. If discovery processes begin to pull apart his financial history, everything could spill into the public eye: names, dates, even receipts. For Beyoncé, this could be catastrophic, because every new revelation ties her more tightly to a man who may have spent decades burying his mistakes under piles of money. The thought of more alleged children or past affairs stepping into the spotlight is terrifying, and it leaves Beyoncé facing a question she's never had to answer publicly. How much did she know? And how long has she been protecting him from the truth? Meanwhile, fans are torn between heartbreak and fascination, watching the empire they admired fall apart in slow motion. For years, the Carters represented the pinnacle of love, wealth, and success. But now the illusion is gone, and what's left is raw, messy, and painfully human. Beyoncé, the queen who never broke character, is suddenly vulnerable. Jay-Z, the hustler turned mogul, is suddenly cornered. And the public, always hungry for drama, is feasting on every new leak and rumor. Some fans are already speculating about what Beyoncé's next era will look like if she goes solo. Imagine an album filled with raw fury and heartbreak, or a documentary that finally cracks open the carefully sealed vault of her marriage. Others wonder if she'll retreat completely, choosing privacy over spectacle. Either way, the fall of the Carter dynasty will go down in history as one of the most shocking collapses in celebrity culture, and the world is watching every move, waiting for the moment the queen finally decides whether to save the crown or burn the kingdom to the ground.